Hey there, fellow adventurers! I am Sunshade, and today we're gonna talk about the glory of the Nerub'ar Raider achievement, which rewards you with the reins of the Shadowed Swarmite mount, which is either a spider thing-looking mount or a long-legged fly thing if you have the arachnophobia filter activated. Now, the achievements aren't too hard, but some of them may pose some issues, especially if you decide to do them in a pug. I do recommend getting the Instance Achievement Tracker add-on for this, as it will help very much. Slimy Yet Satisfying requires you to defeat the first boss while keeping this spider silk grub alive for the duration of the fight, and you have to make sure that he doesn't get hit by any mechanic, as he dies very easily. You can find the grub on the web here in the back, and one player will need to click him once the fight starts. You can shoo him away from mechanics if needed, but we managed to avoid that by simply having all the healers go DPS and just nuking the boss down in one single phase. If you reach the intermission, you have to make sure to keep the ads away from the low grub and bait the boss charges away as well. You Can't See Me is the second boss achievement where you will need to defeat the boss after everyone in your raid has been slimed, stacked, spawned, and defeated a volatile ooze. It sounds worse than it is. Basically, after the boss does his frontal and players go in the ad realm, those players, and not the ones in the first realm, will be able to see some slimes on the far edges of the room. You will need to quickly defeat the ads in the realm and then go step on an ooze to get the debuff slimed. What we did was send everyone down in the first phase except a tank and a healer. We got most of the slimes for the group, and in the second ad phase, the ones who still needed an ooze went down. We also sent down some of the slime DPS as well to clear the ads while the non-slimed people went looking for oozes. They are fairly hard to see, and some of them are really far out, so you may need to help out some of them with pings and markers. Once everyone in the raid has been slimed, stack up, and that will cause the volatile ooze ad to spawn, defeat it, and then defeat the boss. If you get hit by the frontal again, the ooze will be attackable from the ad realm as well, so don't worry about that. But make sure you have enough healers to keep everyone alive, because if slimed players die, they will not be able to stack. The rest of the group can probably stack on them since they don't lose their buff. I don't know, better not risk it and have everyone alive. For the third boss, we have the achievement Sik Parry Bro, where you will need to defeat Sikran after everyone got the Repost debuff, which will increase all of their damage taken by 20% for the fight. In order to gain this debuff, players will need to pick up weapons off the weapon racks from this platform before the boss one. There are also a couple of weapon racks before this on the way to the boss, but we couldn't test if they work because we resetted the boss and lost them. While the ones in front of the boss platform respawned, the ones further back didn't. Anyway, so pick these weapons up, pull the boss, and make sure to use your extra action button while in melee range of the boss and press it. If your button happens to not be there, as it happened to one of our raiders, you can simply use this macro to do it instead. Once you use the weapon on the boss, you will get the Repost debuff and drop your weapon on the floor so that the next player can pick it up and use it, drop it for the next person, and so on. The weapons can be a bit hard to see during the fight with all the melee and the pets there, so make sure not to stand on the weapons if possible. Once everyone in the group has the debuff, defeat the boss and move on to the next one. Cowabunga is probably one of the easiest achievements here, where you need to defeat Rashanan after everyone in the group stands in one wave per cast of Rolling Acid. While it is alright to get several stacks of the wave debuff, it is not alright to get hit by both waves, like we did here, or the achievement will fail. So the easiest tactic is like this. Have your group stack in the middle, like we had on the blue marker here, and place 2 markers to one of the sides. We had the left side wave go on orange and the right side wave on star. So when they spawned, the star wave would hit the entire group and the orange wave would just hit the player it was on. Remember, you have to do this every time there is a wave spawn, so until the boss is down, you need to position like this wherever he flies off to. The Would You Still /Love Me If I Was a Worm achievement requires you to defeat the Brute Twister Ovinax after everyone proves their love to a disheartened worm. In the room prior to the boss room, there is a mysterious glowing egg. One player will need to click the egg and carry it to the boss room. This person will be slowed, but they can still cast all of their abilities, and they can probably also be summoned. Have this player stand on the first egg you were planning to hatch anyway, and then you will need to hit them with 2 circles of the experimental dosage debuff, so make sure that the person holding the egg is in the correct position, and then stack 2 of the blue circles on them. The egg they are holding will break, and a disheartened worm will spawn. Make sure not to kill this, but instead do /love on it, and gain the affectionate debuff, showing your unconditional love to the worm. Once everyone in the raid has loved the worm, it will become friendly and you can continue with the fight and defeat the boss as per usual. Make sure that none of the players in your group is dead before they manage to love the worm, as we are unable to do emotes while dead, and the achievement would be failed. Kill Streak is the next achievement you can do in the raid, and it will require your raid members to sacrifice. As you enter the Princess Kaiveza room on the left-hand side, in the fire there is a burning diary. Once you click it, the boss will activate and insta-kill the person who clicked the diary, but it will also gain a stack of Kill Streak, a debuff lasting 55 seconds. In order to complete the achievement, you will need to defeat the boss with the Kill Streak buff up, so either nuke it really quickly or have another player in your group die before the buff runs out. We had a player hug a portal every time the ability was up, and in the intermission, since it was fairly difficult to die there, we had a healer or DPS taunt the boss in order to die from that. It doesn't matter what ability kills the player, as long as the player gets defeated and prolongs the Kill Streak buff. The Love is in the Air achievement requires you to defeat the Silken Court after both bosses have gained the Bond of Friendship, which will make them heal when they are close together. So basically the only difference for the actual fight is to tank them apart from each other whenever possible. However, before you start the fight, make sure that you have a player pick up the Nerub'ar plushie, which you can find at the entrance to the corridor leading to Kaiveza's room on the left side, and another player to pick up the box of candies on the stairwell down from the boss room, again on the left side as you look up. Go into the boss room and use the extra action button to throw the plushie to Nerub'ar and the candy to Takaj, giving them thus the buff. You can't do this in combat, so you must do it before the pull. Defeat the bosses and go to the last achievement of the raid, Miss Them By That Much, where you will need to defeat Queen Ansurek after everyone in the group uses the abyssal conduits to travel underneath her during Frothing Gluttony in Phase 3. This is also a fairly simple achievement in my opinion, where you pull the boss as per usual, do the first 2 phases of the fight normally, and then once you reach the 3rd phase, wait for the first set of portals, the Abyssal Conduit cast, and place these on opposite sides of the inner ring. So one player will need to move far out and place the second portal away, making sure that the group will travel under the boss while going through the portals. Wait for the Frothing Gluttony ring, take the portal, and defeat the boss. Not everyone needs to be alive for this achievement to be completed, but everyone who is alive will need to take the portal, so don't try to skip it by using an immunity, teleports, or other cheese mechanics. Congrats on your achievement and your mount! I hope this guide was helpful, and if you found it useful, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more WoW content and guides. If you want to get in contact with me more easily, you can join my community Discord or come say hi when I livestream on Twitch. The links are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!